I have recently been consuming a lot of content, more so on the drama entertainment area of YouTube, which is the poisonous area. But before I decided to hit the live button, I wanted to check on what is the most recent happenings of the politisphere. And I saw one of the happiest titles that I was able to catch in a long time, and I can only really speculate as what it could possibly mean. And delving into that territory could lead to a darker end of what we could hope for. So, let's start with I'm absolutely tickled to hear that President Trump has renounced, destroyed, taken out the security that the Clintons and Hunter Biden, and I think, what is Kamala Harris on that list? He's removed their security. Like, no, what is it? Oh, come on. What are the agents that protect the people, the elected officials? Suddenly, the term is lost on me. But I am happy. This is another thing that was cut. Tax dollars saved. Cha-ching. I know he's done a lot of things that has gotten a lot of scrutiny. The whole Department of Education thing, which the more I talk to people that seem to be more informed about the stuff than I am, keep painting it in a positive light. I was able to have a good discussion with a good friend of mine named Independent Many, who was telling me why it's really good to return states' rights and leave it up to the state to educate our children. I was also given the devil's advocate kind of answer as to why that, like, there would be some, I guess, short-term sacrifices, but I think I have some level of faith in our own country, our own states handling such matters with their own hands without the federal government being involved and siphoning in any of their sticky little fingers and slipping in all the nonsense little plans. Hi, Rana. Welcome to this random stream about every day. I've been going on looking at everything that Donald Trump has been doing. You, from wherever you're at or wherever you are, I'd love to get your feedback. Do you think President Trump has been doing good by us? I am, at first I was very mixed and very scared to even talk about, first off, the tariffs. I know 100% I could get schooled on tariffs. I'm a Joe Schmo American citizen. I'm not well educated in that. I worked in the aluminum industry for about 4 years or so, where I was an office manager for hurricane shutters, manufacturing and installing. I got to feel firsthand what it was like when we had tariffs imposed, and it made for a very, very aggressive market. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know where that is, where you're from, but hey, if you're American, welcome. Because as far as I'm concerned, and I usually try to avoid cliche terminology like "Make America Great Again," I take it to heart. And then reading today that he has removed Hunter Biden's security or Secret Service. That's what I forgot. No more Secret Service for the Clintons, who have been like the most open public criminals that have ever been in a seat of power. Absolutely 100%. They do not deserve tax dollars to be spent to protect the filth. I'm sure the detractors and naysayers, the Democrats or the DEI indoctrinated, are up in arms. I just wish they would face the things that many of us know what's true. Let me see what you got to say here, Biz Woofer. Let's hope the tariffs have yes. Okay, worse than NAFTA. I agree with this 100%. Okay, this is like the short-sighted people are rooting for us to fail. They are, to me, an absolute enemy of the state. They're not just the opposition. They're not just people that disagree with our opinions. They're not just the people that are mad at the outcome of the presidency. I gave myself a good laugh by taking time to look at some of the responses of people in real time that were watching the elections that really cried, saying that, it's over, the country's over. everything that Trump has been doing does have a long game desired effect. Okay, and I do think in the short term, maybe some kind of, it's a word you don't want to throw around loosely, some form of a recession is inevitable. But, again, like, you can't get worse than NAFTA as far as I'm concerned. So I think we can look forward to some sort of reward by playing this, throughout. A lot of people ask me, do you really think the highest form of government really has any impact on us at our level? We're 9-to-5ers, we're construction workers, we're retailers, this, that, and the other. I'm a salesman on top of, having the job that I have. I sell, I don't know. Right now, we're utilizing a loophole right now, and we are legally selling THCA. This is something that I'm told is something that may be shut down in about 18 months or so. But THCA is something that once you light it, that A part of the THCA goes away and it becomes a very pure form of THC. We are legally selling this. And I don't know if legalizing marijuana would hurt this business. I assume it would. And forgive me, yes, over NAFTA. No, I understood you. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. If you are pro-Trump, you're in a friendly place. If you are not pro-Trump, I absolutely advocate for you to please bring up any points that I can engage in. Okay, I don't do this for any monetization. I turned that bitch off a long time ago. I don't care about ad revenue or donos. I just want to be educated. I want to know that the opinions I'm formulating are based in some foundation of fact. So I'm not a pundit. I have no interest. Like I made a live recently. Is Joe Rogan falling off? I'm curious to anybody that's watching that is okay with just showing that they're watching and typing in a few words. Does anybody think that Joe Rogan has maybe become a full-on sellout? Because I watched some interesting information. The beauty of being able to kind of do your own independent research before that's taken from us is that he was talking about certain things that were not status quo friendly. He would joke about becoming a plant and talking about, if you become big enough in any kind of industry like this, when you gain influence above getting all this money, he even once jokingly said, hey, CIA, FBI, if you're listening, just figure out a good lump sum for me and I'll be one of yours. It brings me to this one episode where he was talking to an individual about a very controversial topic. Now, Joe Rogan is someone who has always said, I can hold my piss for 4 hours. So they get into the topic, and all of a sudden he says, I'm going to take a piss. And the guest says, okay, me too. And so they leave without getting into the conversation, just teasing it. And they come out, all of a sudden that very conversation was switched up as if it never happened. Secondly, he had a guest on that he was openly criticizing because I think Joe Rogan was a proponent of believing that we faked the original moon landing. I don't know my own stance on this one, to be honest. Like, I believe we landed on the moon. I do. I truly do. But what's so strange to me is that all of a sudden, Joe Rogan, who for years and years and years said we faked it, had on an astronaut and asked no questions. He offered no challenge. The Joe Rogan, the people's Joe Rogan that we all knew and loved, who's lost over 3 million subscribers and has dropped down to the third level amongst most watched podcasts, is now kind of sinking. Although, don't worry, he'll be okay. He's got his safety net. He's not going to lose his wealth anytime soon. But I'm just curious for anybody that watches any of the rants that I do on these streams, leave a comment. Let me know. A, do you think Joe Rogan has sold out? I do. And the biggest point to prove that is he used to be so anti-corporate interests and ads, and now we get ads, at least 8 freaking ads, and then ad reads. So he's clearly not for the people so much anymore as he is for the money that he is going to continue to make. I guess the saying goes, you live long enough to become the villain, and that to me is in Joe Rogan's case. Am I still going to watch clips here and there? Sure. Am I still the supporter I once was? No. All right. So, and I started on. I think it's a huge W that Trump did remove the Secret Service from protecting or being involved with Hunter Biden and who else? And the Clintons. Now, what is the worst case scenario for the Clintons not having security? Do you think there's someone out there that would be pissed off enough at all the evidence that we have that shows they've been involved in the shadiest of practices? I haven't forgotten when they broke a huge rule of compromising their own interests during their election, during Hillary's election, when Bill Clinton met with the moderator of the Bernie Sanders versus Hillary debate, something to that effect. And aside from that, all of the allegations that I won't name aloud that we already know exist. And, what is it? The list of people that have been unalived under their employ or just being too close to them is well beyond like in 30s, 40s. So they are, to me, they're enemies of the country. They don't deserve protection. The mass deportation thing, that's a very hard one for me because I know I have family that might be here under that pretense, but you got to do it right. If you're going to stand on the foundation of a principle, you got to be about the business. Hold on, I got to check the time because I have work soon. I got to sell. Okay, I got like 8 minutes to go. So I'd love anybody's opinion regarding Trump's tariffs. Oh, and apparently somebody said, from Trump's administration, said to Iran, get rid of any nuclear programs. I think we've heard this one before, just in the terms of our recent history. But with this administration, I think we've come to expect some actual results instead of hollow words. This is another reason why I like Trump. He will stand on his 10 toes. He will be about the business he intends to see fit. And I'm still proud that he is our president that told the guy who has been benefiting by our $300 billion, collectively our tax money, going to him, and he goes into the White House with a chip on his shoulder and not even showing an inch of wanting to work out a deal for peace. I don't know if anything's changed with the Ukraine and Russian conflict. If you even say that, the YouTube algorithm, I think, suppresses you just a bit. So this has been my rant of the day. I see cars pulling up. My services are needed. It's time to get to work. Just some food for thought, I guess, for now. Thanks for participating. Please feel free. By all means, leave a comment. You want to jump up on a panel? I'll set it up on the computer. I'm off tomorrow, the day after. Time to get a haircut. Or, you know what? I wish I could just take a poll right here, right now, but I don't think I can. I'm either going to get a fade 1, which means pretty much shaving, almost bald, or I'm going to get a blowout. Because, far enough down the line, there's Jewish-ishness on my father's side, although I can't think of anybody that actually practiced Judaism, and my father's a Christian, yada yada. But I digress. Should I get a blowout or should I get the fade? Let me know in the comments. I got to get to work. Everybody take care. All right, remember, I really think Trump is trying to fight for the regular everyday American to have a life where we don't need to have 4 jobs just to function and to survive. The cost of everything is just kind of crazy right now, and I hope something is done in the long term. Well, the sooner the better. But anyway, hug your loved ones, everybody. Take care. Make America great again.